it was totally dark out. Ahead, there seemed to be a big dark area that didn't seem to have trees in it, a hill up to the runway, and then the runway. It became clear that we were not going to make the runway as we got closer. We did clear the trees luckily, but crash landed in the dark area before the hill. This was sort of a sweet spot, as the side of the hill would have been a bad thing to land into, perhaps worse than the trees. As it turned out, the dark area was a reservoir that had been recently drained after being full for 20 plus years. Instead of water, there was about 2 feet of mud and the plane kind of stuck into it when we hit. The landing gear was torn off and the plane ended up nose forward in the mud. Surprisingly, the only injuries were a broken pinky on my dad's friend and my mom broke her nose on my back when we hit. I was sitting in her lap since there were 5 of us in a 4-seater plane. Since my father had already alerted emergency services on the radio, the fire department and ambulances were already there. They threw a rope down the hill and waded through the muck to come get us. They then put us in an ambulance and took us to the hospital. I ended up spending the night so they could make sure that my back didn't get injured in the crash. But I was fine, though I remember being kind of freaked out when I woke up in the morning and my parents weren't back to the hospital yet, having spent the night at a hotel. In general,